These are the 14 different NBA eras. Let's put them into tiers. Starting with the George Mikan era. This is like the actual definition of plumber era. For this era, we're talking 1947 to 1956. In that era, we're looking at 10 seasons, right? Well, guess how many MVPs there were in this 10-year span? One. There was one MVP. And you might think that means the same guy won every single year. No. They didn't give the MVP out till the 1956 season, and Bob Pettit won it. Shout out to him. But the reason we're calling this the George Mikan era, the champions for the first couple years of the league, Warriors, Bullets, Mikan, Royals, Mikan, the Syracuse Nationals, and the Philadelphia Warriors. That's how far we're going back. The Syracuse Nationals and Philadelphia Warriors are real basketball teams. But yeah, George Mikan was dominant in this era. The guy won 5 championships. You look at his numbers, and he was also really good. A bunch of seasons where he led the league in scoring, high 20s. They didn't even count rebounds when he started playing, but around 14 a game when they did start keeping track. But the highest George Mikan shot in a season from the field, 42.8%. This brother was out here shooting tour dates. 6'10", by the way. But all in all, George Mikan was the NBA's first true superstar, and because of him, the Lakers were the first dynasty. So because of that, I would go D tier because no one talks about them literally at all, but just out of respect for being the pioneers of the league, Mr. Mikan, C tier. But after them, we got the Celtics Wilt era. This era goes from 1957 to 1969. One of the longer spans we got here, 13 NBA seasons. And honestly, these years, this is just Bill Russell's career timeline. Literally, these 13 seasons. Wilt's career timeline is 1959 to 1974, so his career almost fits in this era too. But the reason this one is called Celtics Wilt, well, for the Celtics part, it's pretty damn obvious. Take a look at this. The Celtics, 11 rings in these 13 seasons. The 2 seasons they didn't win, Wilt Chamberlain wins 1 year, and the St. Louis Hawks win the other. Celtics Wilt St. Louis Hawks era. On a real note though, who the hell was on the 1958 Hawks anyway? How did they win? Let's look it up. Cliff Hagan, I know that name. Bob Pettit, of course. But who the hell is Win Wilfong? We are officially in the Win Wilfong era. But besides my guy WW, we had Bill Russell and Wilt Chamberlain. Bill Russell, he finishes with 5 MVPs in this era. Wilt finishes with 4. Wilt also had a season where he averaged 50 points per game and 27 rebounds. Wilt and Russell completely changed how the game was played and made it a little more global. Not really, but a little, I guess. Other than them two though, Cousy, Pettit, Oscar Robertson, and Wes Unseld, they each got 1 MVP. And of course, these are still plumbers. Bob Cousy literally won MVP, then he would come to your house to fix the filter on your pool. Shout out to second best Celtics point guard of all time though, just trailing Shane Larkin. But because the Celtics were able to do what they were able to do, 11 rings in 13 seasons, Wilt Chamberlain literally scored 100, had seasons where he averaged 50 points. These two broke the physics and the records of basketball, and because of that, I'm gonna put respect on them and put them in the A tier. Shout out to them too. By the way, I saw LeBron tweet this, and I agree with him. Shout out to LeBron for real. But for real, if you guys do want to subscribe, it's genuinely the only thing that tells me you guys want me to go all in on this channel. Thank you. But next up, we got the next era, the 70s parity era. This era is literally just the 70s, 1970 to 1979. This era could also be called like Welcome Kareem to the NBA or something, because this is when he joined. But the 70s in the NBA was kinda like today, pretty much a different team won every year. Let's go through the champions real quick. Knicks, Bucks, Lakers, Knicks, Celtics, Warriors, Celtics, Blazers, Bullets, Sonics. So in the 10 years, 8 different champions, only the Knicks and Celtics repeated, and this was the last time the Knicks won a championship. when Walt Frazier was on the Knicks. Sorry, Knicks fans. I love to listen to Frazier commentate games though. Swish and Edition, maybe the best commentator ever. But yeah, in this 10-year span, Kareem won 5 MVPs. Then literally every other year was a center too. Willis Reed, Dave Cowens, Bob McAdoo, Bill Walton, Moses Malone. This is really just the Kareem Abdul-Jabbar dominates this NBA era. Honestly, I think most people would agree. This is pretty much a completely forgettable era in the NBA. No dynasties, nothing really that people still talk about today, and just a bunch of randomness everywhere. And because of that, the 70s parity era is going to be our first D tier. I'm sorry to any diehard 70s NBA fans, if any of you exist. Anyways, because we just had a mid one, that means we got an elite one coming up, the Magic Bird era. This era goes from 1980 to 1988. I'll never understand why they got this dude to play Larry Bird on Winning Time. Looks more like David Spade than Larry Bird. Couldn't they got like Supreme Patty or something to play him? But for real, this era, we're looking at 9 years of basketball. In those 9 years, a Lakers ring, a Celtics ring, a Lakers ring, a Sixers ring, Celtics, Lakers, Celtics, Lakers, Lakers. So 5 Lakers rings, 3 Celtics rings, and a Dr. J ring. But the Lakers and Celtics faced off 3 times in that 9-year span. Lakers winning 2 of the 3 matchups. But Bird and Magic are the actual pioneers of basketball. Made the game popular like it is today. Without them, Jose Calderon's basketball career never happens. How does that make you feel? Not good, right? But in this era, Magic and Bird also contribute for 4 of the 9 MVPs. Bird winning 3, Magic winning 1. If you look up the best rivalries in sports, here, let's look it up actually. 5, Federer Nadal. 4, Messi Ronaldo. 3, Ali Frazier. 2, Russell Chamberlain. 1, Magic Bird. Magic Bird is a bigger rivalry than 2 guys who literally beat the shit out of each other. So yeah, if we're gonna call it the best rivalry of all time, then of course, Magic Bird gotta be an S tier era for the NBA. Our first S tier of the video. But after that, we can move on to a short era, the Bad Boy Pistons. This one is just 1989-1990, only 2 seasons in the NBA, but they did go back-to-back in these seasons, and they're one of the most famous teams ever, so I gotta give them their props. 1989, they sweep Magic Johnson and the Lakers in the finals. 1990, they gentlemen sweep the Blazers. 2 years in a row, 8-1 in the finals combined. And they were led by this little dude, Isaiah Thomas. The guy was like 5'6" on a good day. Then he had his bodyguards, Dennis Rodman and Bill Laimbeer. This team, if you saw them on your schedule, you probably had to clear out your schedule for the next month or 2. Ice bath. Just one long ass ice bath. The Pistons were hacks, no doubt about it, but it worked. They won 2 championships. But real quick, I do gotta give my respect. The regular season MVP for both of these seasons, Magic Johnson. Shout out to 2 minutes ago, the Magic Johnson era. Good times. But really, the Pistons, they were a team you didn't want to play because they were going to beat the shit out of you. Want to know how much they fouled? Bill Laimbeer, the guy mostly known for fouling, he had a video game called Future Basketball or Bill Laimbeer Combat Basketball where you could just play basketball and foul people. No rules. And yes, this is true. Let's read this. This is a summary of the game. The game takes place in the year 2031. Bill Laimbeer has become commissioner of the basketball league, fired the referees, and created a style of play without rules. There are no fouls, and use of weapons is perfectly legal. Bro, what is this? I might need to do a whole video on this. Anyways, the Bad Boy Pistons, their run is cool and all, but it's just 2 years. Pretty much got sandwiched between 2 other elite eras. So unfortunately for them, they're joining George Mikan in the C tier. But next up, we got the Bulls' first three-peat. The Bulls' first three-peat is 91 to 93. This is where the Chicago Bulls happened to three-peat. 1991, they beat Magic Johnson and the Lakers in 5. Then they beat the Blazers in 6. Then they beat the Suns in 6. The Bulls three-peat here. It was the first three-peat in the NBA since Bill Russell's Celtics. In these 3 regular seasons too, the NBA MVPs, 91, Michael Jordan, 92, Michael Jordan, 93, Charles Barkley, who went on to lose to Michael Jordan in the finals. This era was Jordan's first official step to being the GOAT, or arguably the GOAT, don't come at me. But it was really just the whole thing of, oh yeah, Magic Johnson and Larry Bird came into the NBA and became these megastars that the league never seen. Then Jordan instantly does something neither of them has ever done, three-peats. And MJ actually beats Magic Johnson in the finals one of these years. So yeah, there were stars this era, Clyde Drexler, David Robinson, Karl Malone, but this era was led by 2 guys, Michael Jordan and Scottie Pippen. So the first three-peat, it's going to join Wilt and Bill Russell, A tier. But after this, we got to move on to another smaller era, the Hakeem Rockets era. Let me give you a quick definition of this era. My guy, MJ, he thinks he's the second coming of Shohei Ohtani, so he decides to retire from the sport he's the greatest player in the world at, and play a sport he's the worst player in the world at. Yeah, MJ retires from basketball for 2 years to go play baseball. So what goes on in the NBA while this happens? Well, this dude, Hakeem Olajuwon, he takes complete advantage. And he wins a ring in both years Jordan is retired. 94, Rockets beat the Knicks in 7. 95, Rockets beat the Magic in 4. Plus, we can't forget, the 1994 finals, they literally cut the finals off so everyone could watch O.J. Simpson's live police chase. But yeah, Rockets go back-to-back in the year and a half MJ's retired. Hakeem even takes the regular season MVP one of the years. David Robinson wins the other. During this time though, all these teams thought, the guy's retired, now's our chance. But in reality, they just got beat up by Hakeem instead of MJ. Hakeem literally had a season where he won MVP, Depoy, the championship, and the finals MVP. All in about like a 3-month span. So yeah, the Rockets, shout out to them for being the team to take advantage of the best player in the world, thinking he's a baseball player. I'm gonna have the Rockets join the Pistons, who also went back-to-back, C tier. But we all know what that means for the next era, the Bulls' second three-peat. So yeah, MJ drops this letter, I'm back. And he drops the bat and laces up his basketball shoes again. This era is from 96 to 98. And low-key, this might be the greatest stretch of basketball anyone's ever played. And oh yeah, the Bulls, they trade for Dennis Rodman, giving them arguably the best big 3 in history. Michael Jordan, Scottie Pippen, and Dennis Rodman. And yeah, the 96 Bulls, they go 72-10, the best regular season record that stood for like 30 years until Sean Livingston broke it. And of course, that season ends with a championship. Bulls beat the Sonics 4-2. And then the next season after that, Bulls beat the Jazz 4-2. And again after that, Bulls beat the Jazz 4-2. Bulls win 3 straight years, 4-2. And the regular season MVPs, 96, MJ, 97, Karl Malone. Then MJ goes on to beat him in the finals. Exact same thing that happened with Barkley. But then 98, MJ again. And what does MJ do right after he wins his 6th championship and wins the MVP and hits arguably the greatest shot in NBA history? Retires. Again, this time to go play hockey. So yeah, MJ completely dominates these 3 years after coming back from not playing basketball. Proves he's still the best player in the world. No questions asked really. And we got arguably the best big 3 ever, who had the best record ever. And Malone and Stockton, they got to the finals 2 times, and both times they lost to Jordan. Now, the Jazz got their new Malone and Stockton, Keontae George, and Jaren Jackson Jr. Good luck, Jazz fans. But yeah, MJ proves he's the greatest basketball player on the planet once again. This time, it's even better than last time. The Bulls' second three-peat, it gets an S tier. One of the top NBA eras ever. But that brings us to the next era, and this time we got the Lakers three-peat. Shaq and Kobe. Probably the most iconic duo ever. You can go to your great-great-great-great-grandma and ask her great-grandpa's great-grandma who Shaq and Kobe are. She'll know. But besides that, I want to give my utmost apologies to the 1999 San Antonio Spurs. They happen to not fall in any era. I genuinely apologize to you guys. Although you'll have your own era next, so I don't feel that bad. But Shaq and Kobe, 2000, they beat the Pacers in the finals, 4-2. 2001, they beat the Sixers, 4-1. 2002, probably shouldn't be in the finals, but you know Tim Donaghy had his goo-up on that game. Lakers get to the finals, beat the Nets, 4-0. And even since then, since his three-peat in 2002, the Lakers are the most recent team in the NBA to three-peat. Do not let the Charlotte Hornets get hot though. But 2001, the Lakers had one of the best playoff runs ever. It went 15-1. Shaq also took the first MVP of the decade, winning the 2000 MVP. AI won the 2001 MVP, and the Lakers pull an MJ and beat the MVP in the finals. But then Duncan closes it, winning 2002 MVP. But yeah, Shaq and Kobe, before they became literal mortal enemies, they were arguably the best duo in NBA history. Lakers three-peat, joining MJ's first three-peat in his tier, A tier. But next up, I said we got a Spurs tier, so we'll call this one Spurs and Friends. This era goes from 2003 to 2007. The reason I'm calling this one Spurs and Friends, well, let's look at this. 2003, Spurs win the championship. Then 2004, Pistons win the championship. 2005, Spurs beat the Pistons in the finals. 2006, Miami wins the championship. Then 2007, the Spurs win one more time. The Spurs win the championship every other season during this era. So the Pistons and Heat here, the Spurs friends. The Spurs in this era, in 5 seasons, they had a combined record of 297 and 113. They were by far the best team in this era. They were led by a trio we all know, most of us love. You probably hate them if you're like a Heat fan or a racist American. Duncan, Parker, Ginobili. The most winningest trio in NBA history, percentage-wise. Also, shout out to the 2004 Pistons. Had 0 superstars, but like 438 All-Stars on their team. Ben Wallace, Rasheed Wallace, Chauncey Billups. You know this team. But honestly, the coolest part of this decade might be the MVPs. 2003, Duncan. 04, KG. 05 and 06, Steve Nash. And 2007, Dirk Nowitzki. I mean, look at this group. Just the definition of elite basketball right here. But overall, this was the Spurs era, no way around it. But no back-to-back championships in this era or anything. Spurs and Friends, gotta be the first one of our B tier. And after them, we can go to a part 2 of one we had before, Lakers Celtics part 2. Lakers Celtics part 2 is 2008 to 2010. This one we got 2008, Celtics beat the Lakers in 6 in the finals. 2009, Lakers beat the Magic. And 2010, Lakers beat the Celtics in 7 in the finals. And if you were curious who hit the game-clinching free throws in Game 7 of the finals, it's Sasha Vujicic, obviously. The whole world watching, and Phil Jackson throws in Sasha Vujicic at the line. Honestly, shout out to Phil for that. But Lakers Celtics in the late 2000s, obviously it wasn't Lakers Celtics of the 80s, but we had Kobe and Pau, then Pierce, Garnett, Allen, Rondo, and Shaq. And either the Lakers or the Celtics won all 3 of these titles. But like the other section, the coolest part might be the MVPs. 2008, Kobe. 2009, LeBron. 2010, LeBron. We got Kobe's MVP, LeBron's first MVPs, a revamped Celtics-Lakers rivalry. The 2008 finals was the first time these two teams met in the finals since '87. Honestly though, looking at the star guards of these teams, Kobe and Rondo, who do you think has more song shoutouts in their history? These gotta be the 2 players with the most. You gotta let me know who you think has more. But yeah, looking at the tiers, of course, Lakers Celtics Part 2 is great, but it's probably not as great as some of the others. And for that reason, I'm putting it in the B tier with Spurs and Friends. But that brings us to the next one, Heat Big 3. The Heat Big 3 era is 2011 to 2014. This obviously starts in 2010 when LeBron and Chris Bosh go to the Heat to join D-Wade. Then he promises the city of Miami 7 championships, and he barely even stays in Miami for half that. But really, the 2012 and 2013 Miami Heat, easily top 5 teams of my lifetime. This era, the 4 years, the Heat make the finals 4 times. Even though it doesn't go their way every time, 2011, the Mavs beat the Heat. 2012, the Heat beat the Thunder, the Durant, Harden, Westbrook Thunder. 2013, Heat beat the Spurs, the year Ray Allen hits the shot. But 2014, the Spurs get their revenge, beat the Heat. But like the Spurs era, the Heat were pretty much the best team of this era too, although the Spurs were pretty damn good too. In the 4 years, the Heat went 224 and 88. The Spurs went 231 and 81. Damn, maybe the Spurs were better. But nah, the Heat ended with 2 championships in this era. They made the finals every single year. LeBron promised the Heat 7 rings. Then something happened where Pat Riley told LeBron he couldn't eat cookies. And no, I'm not even joking. Then LeBron got pissed and left the Heat. Alright, maybe it's not to that extent, but it's pretty close. But yeah, even looking at the regular season, the MVPs of this era, 2011, Derrick Rose. The next 2, LeBron again. Then 2014, we had a young OKC Kevin Durant. So overall, this was an extremely fun era of basketball. But, honestly, you know what? I think this fits in the B tier also. It's not as great as the ones above it, but it's better than the ones below it. Yeah, B. But after that, we got, of course, the Cavs Warriors era. The Cavs Warriors era goes from 2015 to 2018. Want to know why it's called Cavs Warriors era? 2015, Warriors beat the Cavs in the finals. 2016, Cavs beat the Warriors. 2017, Warriors beat the Cavs. 2018, Warriors beat the Cavs. The Warriors and Cavs come out of their conferences for an entire presidential term. 2015 was crazy because the Warriors were this new emerging team. No one thought Steph Curry could lead a team to a championship chucking from half court. Then he does, and Iggy wins Finals MVP. The season was like a Black Mirror episode in 2015. Then 2016, the Warriors go 73-9. Then they're down 3-1 in the Western Conference Finals, and they win somehow. Then they're up 3-1 in the finals, and they lose somehow. And we all know LeBron and Kyrie make 2 of the best plays ever with the block and the shot. Cavs win the championship. Then KD joins the Warriors that offseason, and the league is cooked. They pretty much instantly become the best team ever. Steph, KD, Clay, Draymond. What are you supposed to do? But even the MVPs this year were cool. Steph, Westbrook, Harden. Probably the 3 best guards I ever seen play personally. Unless I'm missing someone. Does SGA beat any of them? I don't know. You let me know. But yeah, 4 really cool seasons. And honestly, because the 2016 season happened, maybe the best season ever, I'm going to give Cavs Warriors era S tier. Best of the best. But that would bring us to today's era, the parity era. The parity era is 2019 to today. And the reason it's called the parity era, it's because something different literally happens every season. Going into the season, you genuinely never know what's going to be the outcome. 2019, Raptors beat the Warriors in the finals. 2020, Lakers over the Heat. 2021, Bucks over the Suns. 2022, Warriors over the Celtics. 2023, Nuggets over the Heat. 2024, Celtics over the Mavs. 2025, Thunder over the Pacers. Not one repeat champion this whole time. Only 3 teams even made it to the finals twice. Heat, Warriors, and Celtics. The Heat didn't even win either time they went. And this current season we're in right now, the Thunder started like 23-0. It looked like they were going to dominate, and now they like suck. I don't know what happened, but it feels pretty open again. The Thunder can win, The Nuggets can win again. The Pistons can win for the first time. The Rockets, the Knicks, the Spurs, the Timberwolves. A lot of different teams could pull it off. And in some cases, Pistons, Rockets, Knicks, Spurs, Timberwolves, we'd be looking at an 8th different champion in 8 years. Wizards just need to stick around for 30 more years to become the 30th champion in 30 years. But besides that, looking at the MVPs for this era, a new all-time great was unlocked. Actually 2, maybe even 3. 2019, Giannis. 2020, Giannis again. 21, Jokic. 22, Jokic. 23, Embiid. 24, Jokic. 25, SGA. And this year, it'll probably be Jokic or SGA. So we got a bunch of new all-time greats in this era. And they're all international too. And we got 7 new champions. Landry Shamet, it's your turn. Win the MVP and lead the Knicks to the championship. Keep the parity era going. I'm going to put it in A tier. I think it's been a lot of fun. Maybe not as fun as the LeBron-Curry rivalry, or Jordan, or Magic and Bird, but it's been really cool in its own way. So yeah, let me know what you guys would change on this tier list. And if you guys enjoyed, I would genuinely appreciate if you could subscribe. It's truly the only thing that tells me you guys want me to go all in on this channel. Thank you for watching.